My friends, it's Sheree. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel. I'm here to share with you some products I picked up from Globleland.com in a little collaboration I'm doing with them where they let me pick out some products to demonstrate for you. So today I wanted to share with you a couple of the things because I was able to get so many things. The prices are so good on there. If you haven't checked out Globleland.com, I'll have it linked below, the website, the products I got this time, and also a coupon code, Sheree10, for 10% off your order. So, yeah, the prices are so good. You know, they give me a dollar amount that I'm allowed to pick out, you know, up to. And the prices are good. I was able to get so many things. So I got this stencil that I showed you in my unboxing. And it's kind of like clocks and dials. So I wanted to try this out. I haven't tried it out yet, and show you what my plan is here. So you know, you can do it down in a corner. You can do a whole page. You can do a side of your page. Maybe we'll do a whole page. I wasn't thinking about doing a whole page, but maybe we will. Because like when I do a whole page, let's put this, there's a little dial right here, and then there's this big clock, so we'll get part of that. And then there's some other little dials down here, or whatever, wheels and things, or whatever you want to call them. So I'm just trying to center, I'm trying to get it all on my little cutting pad here, so I have protection from ink getting all over my table. But here's my ink. This is Ranger Archival ink. The coffee color is my favorite archival ink for a vintagey kind of color in something. And I always, whenever I get an ink, I always get the refill. So I'm going to put a little fresh ink on here and let it soak in there for a second. Okay, it doesn't take much. I got this ink pad a few years ago, and you know, still using it. I did the same thing with my vintage photo, and I have a, you know, refill for that, and I think I have one more, a red, or maybe two more now, black and red, and got refills with that. So you know, you're all set if you have your ink pad, your refill, maybe a few different little whatever you like to put your ink on with. This is a little brush. This one I actually got in Happy Mail, but they, of course, you can get these at Dollar Trees. If they're at your Dollar Tree, you can get one or two. I think they have different sizes too. So let's see what this looks like. I'm just going to go ahead and put this whole section on here. And when I do a whole page, I like to kind of do it not in a, you know, in a solid way, kind of shading, and you know, you don't have to get every part of it. You can get parts of it. So let's just see. That's had time to soak in. Now let's see how this looks. So I hope you're all doing well, and I hope you're crafting or taking me along with whatever you're doing today. I'm going to start up here. Let's see. I want this up a little bit so it can kind of like go off the page here up in the corner. So I'm not like, I don't have the solid dial here. It's like going off the page. You know what I mean? So I don't have it all. I'll just have part of it on the page. Let's see. You can kind of see when you do this. Let me move this down a little bit so you can see. Let's see. Here's where I'm working. You can kind of see your color as it comes off your brush. Okay, let me get a little bit more on there because that doesn't look very dark. Okay, and I'm just holding this down, of course, with my hands, as you can see. Okay, yeah, I can see the color on there now. And this is coffee dyed paper, but you can definitely, I can definitely, maybe you can too, see the lighter color over here and how much darker that is over there. So again, like I said, I'm not going to try to get it all like solidly colored on here. I'm just going to go over and see how it comes out. That way I should have some shading and not all solid color, but I do want the design to come through too. So, and I'm going to try to keep it in one spot here and not move it around. You could tape it down, or you know, with some washi tape or some kind of painter's tape or something. I'm not doing that. I'm just going for it here, and I usually try to lean my little ink pad on something. Like now it's hitting my cutting pad so it doesn't move around. And I'm trying to get some ink on here. So let's just do this corner here. Looks like it's getting a little darker. There's some fine little bits here with little notches and numbers down in this corner. Little pieces, and now we're going to get the big clock. I'll go over this outer ring. The outer ring still. And starting to get that side, and then still going on outer ring. I want to make sure I get that real good. And then now we're going to get the numbers, the Roman numerals. And you're not going for perfection, you're just going for a little decoration, a little design. And an old look. An old look would be faded in some places and, you know, like that. So you don't really want a solid look, unless you want a solid look. But if you want an old looking page, you want to get it kind of shaded and kind of like it's worn off in spots, or, you know, vintagey looking. Okay, I think that might be enough. Let's go for it. Let's take it off and see what it looks like. I think it's going to be beautiful. There's some little links, chain links up here, so that should be fun. There's a hair. Let me get that. There you go. Oh, that is beautiful. I love it. There's a little red something there for my Christmas stuff, but isn't that pretty? Can you see the shading, how it's light and dark in some areas? There's our clock. There's the flower, like a little flower in the middle of the clock there. So that's what that whole page looks like. And won't that be beautiful in a journal? It's just, you know, it's really a good, you know, if you've tried coffee dyeing where you want to get, you know, the design, say with the placemat or whatever, and you haven't had much luck with that, this is a good alternative to use a stencil and some ink, and you can get that same look with a stencil. And you have to do every page, but you still, it might be even easier and quicker than doing it with coffee. So yeah, isn't that beautiful? I love that clock. Isn't that pretty? I could just look at that all day. So I wanted to try, that's coffee dye paper. That's what it looks like. And I wanted to try it. This is a tag I made out of, this is 3 layers of book page like I've been making, sewn around. On this side I have just a piece. Can I tell you a little story about this paper? This is old. This is kind of brown, even though it might not look brown on the camera. It is a little off-white. And I found it, a little notepad. It was in some sewing notions I got, you know, from a thrift store. And there was something wound around it, some kind of trim or something. I didn't even know. I just thought it was cardboard. And I took it off, finally took it off there after I had it for a while, and I didn't, you know, then I was reorganizing and I wanted it on something smaller and, you know, more compact. So I took it off the cardboard and I found this notepad under there, and it was this nice aged paper. So this is the size of it. It was the perfect size for these, you know, tags. So I used it all up. There's only about like maybe a dozen pages, but a dozen tags. There you go. I have some old paper on the back of it now. But I want to try the stencil also on here. So let's see. We used this side right here. So let's try this piece right here. I wanted to see how it looked on book page. Just a book page. See how it turns out. So let's get there's a lot of ink on there, because we're going over a book page. So it might take a little, I'm thinking it might take a little more ink to show up on a book page, but I don't know if I've ever done stenciling on a book page before. I don't think I have. Usually I just do it on a solid colored page like that, like I just showed you. So let's see how this turns out. I imagine it's going to be awesome, but I don't know. Maybe it won't be. We're going to find out right now. So I'm going to get around the outer edge here. There's a circle kind of outlining this little cog here. Okay, I think I see ink everywhere, and I think I see it. You can kind of see how this is naturally aged book page, I believe, this page right here. I don't think I coffee dyed this one. But you can see that this is definitely darker. Just making sure. Okay, I think I'm ready to pick it up. Let's go. Let's do it. Oh yeah, it's pretty. Okay, you can see where I went over it, where it's darker on the outside. Almost looks like a coffee ring on the outside. And the inside, I didn't go over it as much as I did the outside. But you can see what it looks like. So if you want to, if you get this stencil or any stencil that you might already have and use it with ink like this, you might want to go over it a little bit more with your ink to get it darker. But I think that's really cool. That's really cool. I like that look. And then I can put something up here if I want, but it's beautiful just like it is with the writing space on the back. But I think I would go ahead and put something up here, a little decoration later on when I put it into a journal. So just one second. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to demonstrate today, I also got the rubber stamps, if you remember, the bee and the little molds that you can use, you know, cat stamps, the little molds you can use, the wooden molds that you can use with wax. And those are that's going to be another video, and that's when I'm going to talk about the giveaway for the little cat stamps. But, you know, like I said, I have so many things to demonstrate this time. I wanted to go ahead and do these two things today, the stencil and this. I picked up this really pretty duct tape, and they do have it in pink. I think I saw yellow and green also, if I remember right. But yeah, just check it out and go through my links to get there so that they know you came from my video, which, you know, all links are below. But I wanted to try it out on some possible things I'm going to use with my journals or whatever. So I got this piece of mail in junk mail in the mail, and I wanted to do something with this, just at least make it into a piece of ephemera, maybe a little booklet. I could put paper in here, and you know, if I might, you know, if I didn't have this tape, I might normally put some fabric here or some paper, but probably fabric, because I just like the way fabric is so, you know, more flexible than paper. And, you know, paper could even cardstock, when you're bending, you know, you keep bending it back and forth, it could wear. So that's why I you know, most of the time I'll use fabric on a spine. But I wanted to try this. I just thought this would be so pretty and colorful and fun. So here is the first piece. I'm going to put it on here. Now I'm going to cover this with paper and make it into a booklet later, but for right now we're just going to start with, I'm going to try to put like half of it. See, it's like, what, 1.5, almost 2 inches wide. So I'll measure it for you in a second, but I'm going to try to put half of it on the front and half of it on the back here. Okay, I didn't quite get to the top there. I wonder, can I remove it? Nope. Once you get it on, once you get it down, it sticks. You do not need glue with this. This is really, if you've never used duct tape, it's really sticky. I use it on the spines when I make a new spine. That's what I use. You know, the chipboard, and then some duct tape, and then fabric over that. But I never tried to use colorful duct tape before. Okay, so, but you know, of course, I already knew it was really sticky. So here's this part here. I'm going to just fold this over. Let's turn it over. Fold it over here. So let's see. So that, I mean, if you can picture, just say I'm putting some pretty paper here, but just cover it. I'll put it from here over. And so you'll see from here over the pretty paper, whatever. I'll get something that matches this pink. And then I'll have the pink here, this pretty duct tape. And then I would also put it on all the joints. So we've got that one. And somebody's outside with a horn. Did you hear that? Beep, beep. I don't know who that is or what it is. I mean, I know his car, but I don't know whose car it is. But anyway, I'm going to do it in here too because I can see already just from, you know, getting it in the mail until today that is, looks like it's, you know, going to eventually wear right there. So let's see if I can, well, this is trying to bend over here. Do I need to cut that off? Now, yeah. Okay, so let me cut a fresh piece here. I was trying to keep that straight, and then when I picked it up, it just flipped over there. So make sure you keep it straight so you don't have to do this. And it is really sticky on your scissors too, but I'm used to using it on my spine, so I'm kind of used to using it. Okay, maybe that was Amazon. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, this piece has got a little bit of damage right here. I'm not sure what that is. I think that was already on there. See this right here? So I'm going to cut that off. I don't want that really on my project here. And so let's just start again. Sorry, I just, you have to work with it a little bit. It's so sticky. Okay. You can tell, right? Okay. Let's start again. See, I'll show you what I'm talking about. See this right here? A little bit of exposed mesh right there. Right here, see the white? That's why I'm cutting that off. Okay, let's get rid of that. Now we've got another fresh piece. Let's try again. And I'll just put my paper, whatever paper I end up using with this, I'll just put it right next to this duct tape, or maybe even overlap it a little bit and go from there. But my joints will be all nice and sturdy. I'm going to see how stiff or how flexible it is once we get, this will have 2 layers, one on both sides. So we'll see in a second, as soon as I get this down, how flexible this is with 2 layers. I don't get, it seems like I don't get mail like this very often. This like a little booklet like this that folds, and it's cardstock. And I know I got one once before. I got one, the first time I got one, I tried to do something with it, and I just didn't like how it turned out. And the second time I did something with it, and I did like how it turned out. And I'll tell you why, is because the first time I used paper on it, or cardstock or whatever, to layer over it. And I kind of layered over the whole joints and everything. And then I had to bend it, and I didn't like that. So the second time, I just put pieces. I cut a piece of it here, cut a piece of it here, and that worked so much better. Okay, let's see how stiff this is. It is a little stiff, but it just feels nice and sturdy. So I'm folding it. And then I'm going to open it back up, and it looks fine. You know, if you see anything like any wrinkles or anything, you can just kind of smooth them out. Okay, it looks good. I really like how how strong it feels. This is really, really nice. That's just going to like last forever now, right? So here's the other. And this is meant to, this has a perforation here. This is a coupon. This is from, maybe you got this in the mail too, and you're like, oh, I got the same thing. Well, this is what you can do with it. Bath and Body Works. So, yeah, this is a coupon that's meant to be torn off and taken to the store. But I don't really shop at Bath and Body Works. Uh-oh. Ooh, glued that down on my paper, on my wallpaper. Well, I shouldn't have done that, should I? All right. That is funny. All right. So don't, if you have this wallpaper that I've used here from Dollar Tree on your table, don't put this down on it because it'll kind of try to rip it up. You know how thin it is if you've used it. Anyway, so, all right, fresh piece again. Okay. There's a little string there. It is, this does have mesh in it, like a mesh strings in it. So that's what makes it, besides it being thick and it has mesh in there, it's you know, very strong by the time you get all that mesh and the covering of the tape and everything. Okay, so I'm going to put this one down nice and flat here on this piece. We'll do both sides, and I'll come back and do another video where I'm working with putting paper and making this into a booklet. But I just thought that would be fun to, because I was going to put something on these joints. I thought, well, let me experiment with this tape and see how it looks on here on these joints. And then if I get any more junk mail, maybe I'll get some more colors too of this tape. So experiment with all of Globleland's colors of duct tape. I hope they get more. Like I said, I think they have a few now, or maybe two or three. So I hope they get more colors. That would be fun. But whatever colors they have, that'll be fine. Okay, so let's do the other side. Let me put it like this. Like this. So it's all on the table. And I want to try paper bags too. Let's just finish this. And then we're going to try it out in a paper bag. Because I want to make a couple of, eventually, make, you know, some paper bag journals. So there's that. So we got both sides of the two joints in this junk mail card. And you know how we like to use our junk mail, so this is one of my favorite things to get in junk mail, like I said. But I don't get very many of them, so when I get one, I have to, I mean, I haven't got one for, I mean, I watch the mail, you know what I mean, and I haven't got one of these in probably a year. Maybe last Christmas was the last time I got something like this. Anyway, let's fold it. And so it'll be like this when I make a booklet out of it. Probably, yeah, this looks more comfortable under here. And I can have a closure and everything like that. But here it is with the tape here and here and here. You could probably use this on a flip-flop journal. You know how you glue the, you know, put the envelopes together. If you're using any type of tape on those, you could probably use this tape depending on your color and what color tape you have. So anyway, that's the junk mail. So I have these two paper bags. So if I was going to make a journal out of this paper bag and I wanted to strengthen it with tape, I could do the same thing, similar to that, but with this I would fold my bag in half first and get it all nice and even. And then with these paper bags, these are some I recently picked up at Dollar Tree. I think it was recently. And anyway, I think they would be cute. This would be a cute little journal size. So I've got two paper bags here, two to put together. And I was going to tell you the measurement on this tape. It is, just grabbing my ruler here, 1 3/4 inches wide. Okay, so for a paper bag, you've got your fold here, and then the same thing, very similar to the booklet that I'm making out of the junk mail. Just take your tape and half on the front, half on the back. So about right there, trying to get it up to the top. And do it straight down. Okay. And then we'll cut it off. And I'll do the same thing on the inside, but I'm not going to do that in a video for this one. I'm just going to show you how it looks on the outside. And then I'll do the same thing on the inside like I did for the booklet. Okay, so let's see what this looks like. I mean, isn't that going to be so strong for this paper bag? It's like so strong. amazingly strong. There you go. Very pretty and strong. And it will be on the inside too. Out. Let's see. You could fold it over if you wanted to. I've got a little bit on the bottom that I can either cut off, or I'll just deal with that later. But I just wanted to show you what it looked like on a paper bag, and then you would be putting paper or fabric or something here. So that's what it looks like on a paper bag. And then to join these two together, say you're making a journal out of these and you wanted them upright like this. I mean, you could make a journal like this. Let's see, here's the back of the paper bag. So like this, and then you can put tape here, or you can put two bags together. And this is the, for this I would put these together because they are, see how it's got the opening here and it's lower. So either I have to, you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to cut that off actually, because I kind of, the back of this has this little piece here that's like the fold up for the back of the paper bag, and this is actually the front, but it has the opening and it has a gusset here too. So I think I would probably just cut this off if I was going to make this into a journal, this little top part. And I can always make a little, if I want to, like I can keep these as pockets when it's a journal. Keep these as pockets. I could strengthen the other side with more paper or whatever, and I could put little thumb notches here on the other side, but for now we're dealing with what we want to be the front, which is this right here. So we're going to put some tape and tape these together because it has all these colorful circles, and there's a lot of pink, and see there's pink right here, and well, that's purple, there's pink right there. Anyway, I just thought this pink would look pretty with this, so we'll put these together. Let me even up the bags though. This one is slightly, got a slight sliver of a difference. I would like them to be the same. So let's cut that real quick. Alright, so I'm going to cut off a sliver. A very slight sliver here. Okay. One of my subbies gave me a tip on using this or a cutter like this, and that is when you're cutting your paper. Like say I was just cutting this, I have my paper in there and I didn't want it to move, so as I was cutting I helped push down on this plastic part, and that helped me to hold it in place. So that was a very good tip. Thank you, thank you. I've been practicing that ever since she told me that. Okay, so we're going to put some tape here now. Got both of our fronts together and we have them even, so let's get our tape again and see how this holds two bags together like this. I'm sure it will be fine, but I want to see what it looks like. Trying not to let my tape fold over there. Okay, so let's put it here, half on each side, and it's like you only have one chance to put it down because it's you know, it's going to grab. So you got to kind of put it down straight the first time because you cannot pick it back up. Okay, because it is strong. Sticky and strong, but that's what you want. And so here we go. Cut it off down here at the bottom. And then when I make this into a journal cover, I would probably strengthen the back here with some other paper and just go ahead and, even though this is pretty, I would definitely need something, either put something inside the bag to strengthen it or here. And then I'll put some more tape here eventually. But for now, I just wanted to see what this looked like with just this little bit of tape here on the outside of the spine. And I think that's super pretty. It goes well with the bag. and the whole look of the kind of like mod look of the bag and everything. And if I want to even it up, I think it's still a little crooked, so I would put it back. We can try, see how my paper cutter cuts through the tape. You know what I always say, I like to experiment for you, so then you know what to do when you try to do something, or what not to do. So, all right, so it's right against the back there, and I'm going to push down on my little plastic piece, and it even has it right here. Please press on this part with your hand when cutting the paper. It even says it right there, and I probably read that when I first got it and kind of forgot about it, but now that she mentioned it in my, thank you again for mentioning that, I kind of just stuck in my mind, and now I am pressing on it, so, and that helps you keep your fingers out of the way too, probably. You don't want to put your fingers over there. Okay, so there's another cut, and it cut through the paper, or the tape really easily. So, yeah, that looks good. All right, so there you have it, the stencil and the tape, and I'll come back with the stamps and everything else, the other 3 things that I got from Globleland.com this time, but that's going to be a fun journal whenever I get around to it. So that's one. That's going to be made into a journal cover. This will be made into a journal cover, and this will be made into a booklet. And so we got all those 3 things started, and we did our pretty stencils, just as a reminder, with the clock and the little dials and things. So super fun. So thanks for watching today. Hope you enjoyed this demonstration for Globleland.com. Thank you to Globleland.com for collaborating with me. And I'll see you all in my next video. Have a great day and happy crafting. See you tomorrow.